What's up, everybody? Today we're talking Patagonia. Not really Patagonia, but I want to show you guys this Patagonia right here I got. If you guys like something that's durable and just long lasting, something that's comfortable but not too heavy, something that makes you feel fly but not too fly, right? Something that makes you look professional but not too professional, get you a Patagonia. And they're not even sponsoring this video, but I just wanted to tell you guys because I've been wearing Patagonia for a while and I just love the way I feel when I have it on me. Today we're talking about things that we knew as kids. You get this idea. What should I do with my life? Should I be a doctor? Should I be a surgeon? Should I be a businessman? Should I be an actor? Should I be a pilot? Should I be a fighter? Should I be a whatever, right? We weren't put on earth to just have these different occupations. We weren't put on earth to just have these titles, right? We were put on earth to self-actualize. And what we need to do on earth may be an accumulation of things. Maybe you start off as a salesman and you transition to a pilot, and then you become a father. Then after being a father, you become a husband, you get married. And then after being a husband, you go back and you're a priest and you're a philosopher. Because life is always changing, because we're always growing and adapting, because the seasons are always changing and we're doing the same thing, you can see how you can have many different careers, right? So if you put yourself in a ball, in the one basket of like, I'm this career, and I'm gonna do this for the rest of my life. I'm a chef, and I'm gonna be a chef for the rest of my life. I'm a painter, I'm gonna be a painter for the rest of my life. You can kind of stunt yourself from growing, from adapting how you naturally should. As a kid, man, I told you guys all the time, I grew up in so many different places, but I grew up in Africa from birth until around 6 years old. Africa is an interesting place because it's at least the country I was in Cameroon. Cameroon is not a first world country. There's a lot of poverty, there's a lot of like survival, right? But people have community. So surviving is easier if you have your buddies with you. Surviving if you gotta be a homeless man on the street or you gotta be living in New York alone, it's a little harder because you gotta really only rely on yourself. But if you got your family with you, you got people sending you food sometimes, you have people helping you hunt and cook and whatever, it's pretty cool. It's actually like living a movie or a video game forever. From 0 to 6, I had that experience, right? As a kid, I wasn't plagued by the ideas that the world put on me. So sometimes our family would say, you're gonna be this, Johnny. And Johnny wants to be a pilot, but his mom is saying, Johnny, you're gonna be a doctor. Now Johnny's gonna be a doctor. I was fortunate to not have that push onto me. So I was able to be a kid. So from 0 to 6, I did everything. At 4 years old, you guys won't even believe this. At 4 years old, crazy things happened. I was a mango salesman, right, which is my first job. So I worked in sales. So before I would go to school, I would gather mangoes from the trees outside in the neighborhood, and I would sell them. I'd push my cart and I would sell them. Then I'd come back home and then bring a profit back home. I also had another job, which was not really a job, but at school, like we had a class, right, with other 4-year-olds and 5-year-olds. We had like a mixed class. Teachers were taking students' lunch. Sounds crazy. We discovered that, and my lunch was taken, my buddy's lunch was taken in his backpack and things like that. So I led a revolution at school. I'm telling you, we went on strike. I convinced all my other classmates, listen guys, we're not gonna go into class until teachers at least admit what they're doing. We told our parents, we went to recess, we didn't come back. We marched up and down as 4 and 5-year-olds. We marched up and down, and I was in the front leading the revolution. I have like a vague memory of that, but like meeting people from my childhood now, or even my older brother who went to school, the same school as us, he was just a few years older. He's like, man, do you know that you led a revolution as a kid? And it's so crazy because no one told me that I would do that or I had that in me. It was just, I felt like it was the right thing to do because the need was there. I told you those two stories for one reason. One more thing I want to tell you. So yeah, I was a mango salesman, I led a revolution. I also had a girlfriend. Crazy. When I was around 4 or 5, I had my first girlfriend. We'd hold hands going to school, drop her off in her class. I'd go to my class. Sometimes I talked to her at recess. Sometimes I wouldn't. Sometimes I'd play with her. Sometimes I wouldn't. Like I was literally just living life naturally, like a mini adult, which is so crazy. But so I told you those 3 things, right? Those 3 data points to tell you this. When we're kids, if we're not traumatized, we're not influenced by adults in our life, we're able to naturally move towards what we want to do. That's why the geeks, what they call the nerds in school, usually succeed because the nerds are taking the unbeaten path. Everyone wants to be a jock, everyone wants to play football, everyone wants to be like their friends, but some nerds want to be playing with robots and building robots and telling their own jokes. And like those people change the world because they're using their brain. They're not following a certain paradigm that everyone's thinking. So I'm telling you this in the video, watching at home, to tell you that kind of tap into who you were as a kid because that was you operating in your most natural state. We always want to refer back to what we were doing when we were not influenced by the world, when we weren't influenced by social media, when you weren't told that you should be, a man has to be a certain way, X, Y, Z characteristics. So you're a woman, so a woman has to be this, or you guys have to compete with each other, all these different things. If you're a woman and you have a natural inclination for the scientist, be a scientist. Why not? If you're a man and you have certain inclinations, do those inclinations, but don't let the world convince you, because I truly believe that we all have the highest form of our self-expression. That form of self-expression is only actualized when we're listening to ourselves, we're listening to that internal voice. Take it from someone that was a kid, you know, leading revolutions, selling mangoes, having a girlfriend at 4, and before I even moved to the States, before I even knew what green and yellow were, right? Before I could just decipher my colors, I was doing all these things. And now, man, like I'm in medicine, and I'm on a path to becoming a physician, which I do want to do. But I also want to be in a movie. I also want to act in a movie. I also want to do a ton of other things. I also love business. I also love entrepreneurship. I also want to move across the country. And it's all these different things that are on my mind. And what I'm doing is I'm just trusting my gut. I'm not letting people influence me. I'm not letting their ideas or their projections or their insecurities influence me, because I have to live with myself. At the end of this video, I shut off the camera. I have to go to sleep and live with myself. Live with everything I said on video. Live with everything I did today. So if I have to be accountable for every action I took, I'm also going to be accountable for every decision in my life. I'm also going to be accountable for what I do in life. And I also want to tell you, man, like life is a long game. Some people make it at 30. They start to reach affluence at 30. Some people reach it at 60. But as long as you're getting an inch closer every year or every day, you're winning. A winner is subjective, man. It's not objective. You can't look at other people. We always have this saying where like, look at your own plate. Don't go here eating chicken, look up at somebody else's plate and see what they're eating. No, don't compare your life, because they say comparison is a thief of joy. And it's hard to not do, because we live in a social society and we're social creatures. So we want to be liked by others, and we also want others to like us. It's a crazy feeling, man. Just returning back to that childhood bliss, returning back to who we were as kids. Yeah, guys, so thank you for watching this video. Thank you for being here today. Again, my name is Yvan Yomba. You could have been anywhere on the planet, but you were here today. Like, comment, subscribe. See you guys later. Peace out.